China's recent ban on the export of certain rare earth elements and other materials to Japan, citing military applications, represents a significant escalation in the ongoing tensions between the two East Asian powers. This action, ostensibly triggered by Japanese Prime Minister Sanae Takaichi's comments regarding Taiwan, must be viewed within a complex historical, economic, and geopolitical context to fully appreciate its implications. The central point is the deliberate weaponization of economic interdependence. Rare earths, while not always truly rare in terms of abundance, are notoriously difficult and environmentally damaging to extract and process. China has, over the past few decades, achieved near-monopolistic control over this crucial supply chain. By restricting exports, particularly to a technologically advanced nation like Japan that relies on these materials for various industries, including defense, China is exerting considerable economic pressure. This pressure aims to influence Japan's policy decisions and potentially deter actions perceived as challenging China's interests, specifically its stance on Taiwan. Historically, rare earth elements have been a recurring point of contention. Back in 2010, a similar situation arose following a maritime incident involving a Chinese fishing boat and the Japanese Coast Guard near the disputed Senkaku/Diaoyu Islands. China, although officially denying it, was widely believed to have restricted rare earth exports to Japan at that time, resulting in a surge in prices and a scramble by other nations to diversify their supply chains. This incident served as a stark lesson regarding China's potential to use its dominance in the rare earth market as a geopolitical tool. Since then, Japan and other countries, including the United States, have been actively seeking to reduce their dependence on Chinese rare earths through domestic mining, investment in alternative sources, and technological innovation aimed at reducing the amount of rare earths required in various applications. The context surrounding this ban is multifaceted. First, Prime Minister Takaichi's comments on Taiwan, although not explicitly detailed in the initial reports, likely involve support for the island's democratic government and a stronger security relationship between Japan and Taiwan. China views Taiwan as a renegade province, and any indication of support for Taiwanese independence is met with strong condemnation. Second, the broader strategic competition between China and Japan in the Indo-Pacific region is intensifying. Both countries are vying for influence in the region, with Japan increasingly aligning itself with the United States and other nations to counter China's growing assertiveness. Third, global supply chain vulnerabilities have been exposed in recent years by events such as the COVID-19 pandemic and the war in Ukraine. This has led to a greater emphasis on supply chain resilience and diversification, making China's actions all the more concerning to nations that rely on its rare earth exports. The specific other items included in the export ban are crucial. If these items are also strategically important for Japanese industry or defense, the impact could be magnified. The ban's effectiveness will depend on several factors, including the duration of the restrictions, the specific types and quantities of materials affected, and Japan's ability to find alternative sources or utilize existing stockpiles. Japan's response will be equally critical. It could involve diplomatic pressure on China, further diversification of its supply chains, increased investment in domestic rare earth production, and closer alignment with its allies in the region. The ban is unlikely to remain confined to a bilateral issue between China and Japan. It will likely reverberate throughout the global economy, raising concerns about the reliability of China as a trading partner and accelerating efforts to reduce dependence on Chinese supply chains. This could lead to further investment in alternative rare earth sources and processing facilities in countries such as Australia, the United States, and Canada. Moreover, it could also prompt greater cooperation among nations to develop alternative technologies that require fewer rare earth elements or utilize more readily available substitutes. In conclusion, China's rare earth export ban is a calculated move designed to exert political leverage over Japan in response to perceived provocations regarding Taiwan. This action underscores the growing weaponization of economic interdependence in the context of intensifying geopolitical competition. While the ban may inflict short-term pain on Japan, it is likely to accelerate the global trend towards supply chain diversification and reduce long-term dependence on Chinese rare earths. This event serves as a stark reminder of the vulnerabilities inherent in concentrated supply chains and the need for nations to bolster their economic resilience in an increasingly uncertain world. The ban's broader impact will depend on the specifics of its implementation, Japan's response, and the reactions of other nations concerned about China's growing economic power and assertive foreign policy.